This is the first session on a boulder that really intimidates me. At V9 or 10, it's well within my abilities, but still hard for me. Each move is progressively a little more insecure than the move before it, with the hardest, most insecure move coming way higher off the deck than I'm comfortable with. In this video, you're going to get to see the steps I take, including the nervous chatter, in dealing with this fear.
It's very in my head that I'm sliding on those holds.
Oh, totally.
Ooh. Still scary.
Yeah.
Each time I pull on, I want to confront the fear a little more. In this case, I'm trying to make the move before a little more secure so that I can set myself up better to create momentum at the crux move.
I'm scared of that move.
Admitting that I'm scared is step number one, but then I have to make the decision to commit while I'm still on the ground.
Alright, I'll commit to that move next time.
Every time I grab the first hold, I'm like, thank God.
No, totally.
So again, leaning into that fear just a little bit at a time, I go up with my main focus being, I'm just going to create momentum out of that position. I'm not trying to do the move yet. I know I've got a long way to go before I get there, but I have to start somewhere. I'm going to create the momentum and do a little more and a little more each time.
Oh, yeah.
Started to move. It's going to be a multi-part process.
Personally, I like to do these things out loud because it lets my partner know that I'm scared up there. It gives them a chance to be a more supportive partner and to be attentive, which is just going to put me at ease. I also like to let them know before every time I pull onto the wall exactly what I'm doing. In this case, I'm looking for a left push foot, something that's going to help me create that momentum that I'm having trouble creating. Even if it's not there, it takes the what ifs out of my head if I give it a shot. I'm also going to grab the holds different ways, feel around, play with different sequences, see if I can set myself up into the scary position in a more efficient way. Maybe take a little of the fear out of the equation. Now, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I feel like I'm slipping around up there, so I'm going to brush the holds in between every go to reduce that excuse as much as possible before I ever even pull onto the wall. Again, put my mind at ease. In many of these situations that you're going to have to work through in these small steps like you see me doing here, the closer I get to the move, the scarier it's going to be for me. So what I do is before I pull on, I make sure to get my breathing settled. I make sure to be in a confident headspace, and I have a plan. I know exactly what I'm going to do. I know what my next step is going to be. I don't just leave it to chance before I pull on, because if I do, there's always the chance that I'm going to just drop off and say, didn't feel good, I'll do it next time.
We're in a good way, though. This landing's very nice.
Yeah, it is. And I'm getting a little braver. So.
And now that I'm starting to commit to the thing that I'm really scared of, I'm going to have my partner power spot me into position so that it reduces my effort in getting there and allows me to put a little more of my mental energy into doing the move.
All right. Oh, yeah.
It's so terrifying.
That's it.
And as the fear begins to dissipate, as I'm getting more and more comfortable in these positions, I start getting better at being really aware of what's happening in the middle of the move, the mechanics. I can feel where my body's going, and that's a big breakthrough.
I tried to turn in for some reason. Hit my elbow.
Yeah.
I have to be willing to come out. I'm trying to turn in and catch it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the way or not. Feels right to me in the moment, but I'm not sure.
And so each attempt, I make small adjustments, just enough that I can focus on without adding chaos to this move that I'm already afraid of.
Okay. touch the lip of the
Didn't
hole.
look at the landing. Felt in control when I touched it. Okay. That was better. Progress.
Now you can hear in that last clip, there's a lot of nervous energy in my voice. That's because working on anything that you're afraid of requires a lot of emotion, and I ended the session right there. I felt good about that try. I felt like I needed a break. There was a lot of emotion coming into it. It had taken a lot of my mental energy to really give that move a good effort. So I ended the session. I'll come back another day. Your process may look entirely different than your partner's. Your process on one move may look entirely different than it does on another type of move or another type of terrain. Really, what it comes down to is recognizing that there's fear there and that you have to work through that in a gradual way, exposing yourself a little at a time to what it is you're afraid of. And you have to give yourself permission to do that. You have to give yourself space to do that, and you have to be patient with yourself.